Hey everybody, welcome to this video. In this video we're going to be showing you how to shadow box or shadow spar.
Now, shadow sparring is a really important part of your training. Everybody knows that real sparring, as valuable as it is, can't be done every day. We can't be getting punched in the head and the nose every day when we've got to get up for work. So therefore a perfect substitute is shadow sparring because it allows us to develop our technique, our fitness, our movement and our strategies without actually getting punched.
Now normally when we ask beginners or novices to begin shadow boxing, they'll probably do one of two things. So to stop you doing that, here is the most important thing you need to know about shadow sparring.
Shadow sparring must simulate a real fight. After all, that's why we're doing it. There's no point moving around doing your moves as if you're punching thin air. We actually want to learn to do the moves realistically and practically. Now there are three ways we can do this. One, different types of attacking and defending. When we're sparring for real, we don't just stand there and do one thing. We have to move about and react to our opponent. So we need to do exactly the same in shadow sparring. We need to do different types of attacking and defending. Whilst we're shadow sparring, we obviously want to utilise different methods. Sometimes you could be moving around and popping out the jab and keeping it distance. Sometimes you might be staying low, going forwards, throwing power punches and combinations. Sometimes you might be working on your defence. It's important to mix them all up.
The second and third ways to simulate a real fight are imagining that when you're shadow sparring, that you're fighting different types of opponent. So that means are they small, are they tall, are they southpaw, orthodox? And also different fighting tactics. So is the person rushing, throwing big power punches and kicks? Are they spending the majority of their time circling around? Are they always going to the body? Are they kicking loads? So putting these two together, when you're shadow sparring, thinking about them can help you simulate a real fight, which will greatly improve your shadow sparring. So as you can see, when I'm doing my shadow sparring now, sometimes I'm playing the role of the aggressor, which means the person could be defending. Sometimes I'm playing the defender and I'm having to circle around, use lots of head movement, because the person who I'm sparring against is attacking with the jab. Sometimes I'm having to cover from power kicks. Sometimes I'm trying to set up some body punches. So I'm trying to display a whole range of sparring tactics against different types of opponents.
Okay, so here's a few things we can practice doing while we're shadow sparring. Now the first one is we can practice throwing our counters. So even though I don't have a real opponent, I'm actually going to get into a counter position and I'm actually going to slip and move and avoid oncoming shots. So I need my imagination a little bit. So I'm moving around, I'm stalking, I'm moving my head, I'm avoiding shots, bam, I'm popping in the counter. So all the time I'm on alert, imagining the shots coming towards me.
Another great drill you can add into your shadow sparring is learning how to what they call stand and bang, which is when you're stood your ground, they're throwing punches, you're throwing punches, so you're going to be punching, covering, hitting back, hitting, covering, slipping. So it's pretty much back, covering, hitting, punching, slipping, hitting. So it's pretty much non-stop to and fro action, and that's a really good drill you can add into your shadow sparring.
Another one we can work on is close quarters fighting. Now when we start sparring, this can be quite difficult because it's quite claustrophobic being this close to another partner and having to really shorten your punches. So this is an ideal one to start doing in your shadow sparring. So we're basically going to get in a good stance. We're not going to move much for this because we're up close. We're going to hold a tight guard and we're going to practice very short punches, digging shots in, keeping a tight guard. Just little steps and really shorten everything down. Really tight guard. Fast shots on the inside and don't let anything go more than a few inches away from your body. And this is good preparation for when you come to being this close to somebody in real sparring.
And the last tip we're going to look at is the complete opposite of close quarter work, is using your footwork and making sure you're staying on the outsides of the boxing ring or the cage or whatever it is your chosen sport, whatever your chosen sport may be. So the way we do that is we're going to imagine, as we're shadow sparring, we're going to imagine that the person is doing this and they're just plodding after you, punching, and they're just constantly moving forward towards you. So what we're going to do, being on the opposite side, is we're going to have to use our footwork and have to keep on our toes, moving around, popping out some long range punches and kicks to keep them at bay, and they're skirting different ways. We're trying to fox them, we're going to go that way, then we move this way, one quick couple of counters, and then we carry on moving again. So we're always skirting around the outside. So you can put those two together. 1 minute when you're shadow sparring, you can circle around the outside, and then the next minute you can get in close and do your close quarter range shadow sparring.
So there we go, a nice little workout with our shadow sparring. We've practiced our technique, we've got a bit of a sweat on, we've done some sparring drills, and neither of us have been punched in the nose once.
Well, that could change right now. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe for training tips and all things martial arts, kickboxing, boxing and combat sports related. We hope to try and get some videos out, new videos weekly. So like, comment, subscribe, leave a comment below, and we'll see you on the next one.